Irreconcilable differences?
Killed on your wedding night. Even for Vegas, that's a quickie marriage.
Well, it's like the priest says, till death do you part. This that new hotshot they hired to replace you?
Hotshot? Yeah. Replace me? Come on. Nick Stokes. Glad to get a chance to work with you.
Well, I'll leave you to it.
Well, if you're as good as they say, you probably already noticed our blushing bride here.
To choose what to say, move the cursor over a topic icon and select it.
Well, judging by the murder weapon and those cuts across her face and neck, my money's on crime of passion. The groom's missing. That might be a lethal case of cold feet or maybe a jealous ex-boyfriend. And if that's the case, somewhere, our groom might be a second victim. Yeah, the autopsy will tell us more. Just let Doc Robbins know when you're going to want the body brought down to the morgue. She's just Jane Doe for now. I didn't find a purse, an ID, or any luggage in the room. We could be looking at the trifecta: kidnapping, robbery, and murder. So, right now we need to find out who this girl is. Because if this is a crime of passion, then our victim knew her killer. Not specifically. Let's get back to it. Hey, do me a favor, will you? Could you finish up the interview with our witness over there? Then you can help me finish processing the scene. It's a busy night. We're shorthanded. Oh, and Jim left us a copy of the 911 call. It might be worth a listen.
Move the cursor around the screen to examine objects or talk to characters. If you move your cursor to the edge of the screen, you will move in the direction of the cursor. For now, try moving your cursor to the right edge of the screen until you see the witness. Select the witness to start a conversation with him.
Yeah, Charles Steer. I'm the night manager. Sorry if I'm a little freaked out. This is a first for me. Okay. That was just after checkout time, around 11. I came by to see if he'd left so that the maid could come in here and clean up. I knocked a couple times, no answer. I opened the door and I saw her. I called you guys right away. Yeah, right. He's some Mexican dude. I never seen him before. Short guy, about 5'6" or so. He checked in by himself, but I figured he might have had some company waiting around the corner because he asked for the Cupid suite, I kind of went all through this with that Captain Brass guy earlier. But anyway, hombre paid with cash. He gave a phony name like Michael Jordan or George Lopez or something. Most guys do. No. You kidding me? The owner, she don't trust nobody who works here. Cash goes straight into the drop safe. Do not pass go, you know what I mean? She picks it up first thing in the morning. She takes it straight to the bank as soon as it opens. Nah, see, I kind of make my own rules on the night shift. I just write down the name, take the cash, or run the card. I mean, it's not like I get paid enough to pay attention, you know what I'm saying? No, man. I've never seen her before. Could you let me know if you find out? Because I kind of like to know. That is, I mean, if you're allowed to give out that sort of information at all? No, not at all. I mean, it was pretty quiet night. Unusually quiet, you know what I mean? And if anybody was screaming or fighting or anything in here, I mean, nobody said a word to me about it. Well, I can't think of anything else to tell you, man. It's just a messed up world we're living in, that's for sure.
Empty. If anyone used the hot tub last night, they took the time to drain it.
The PDA allows you to examine evidence, look over case notes, move to new locations, and change game options. Select the compass rosette to choose a location.
Well, I can't think of anything else to tell you, man. It's just a messed up world we're living in, that's for sure.
Good catch. The carpet does look a little bleached out in that spot.
Your tool case consists of 4 main sections: fingerprint tools, fluid detection tools, collection tools, and casting tools for making molds. Move the cursor over the type of tool you want to use and select it. Move the cursor over the item or substance you wish to collect and select it.
Yeah, there might be some evidence hidden there, but we'll have to reveal it first.
To search for hidden fluids, select the object and drag the cursor over the surface. Keep the button held down and spray the entire area to find any hidden liquids.
Looks like someone tried to clean up. Interesting. We'll take that back to the lab and see what trace analysis can tell us. This broken piece resembles the piece of glass that was used to stab the victim. Somehow, maybe in the struggle, it wound up all the way across the room here. Lots of blood in this sink. Makes sense. That much blood spatter, the killer would have been a mess. Great job. Pays to be thorough. I don't see a faucet. How do you fill the... Oh, I see. Cute. I don't see a faucet. How do you fill the... Oh, I see. Cute. there's some kind of glass or plastic lodged in her neck. Could be the COD, but we'll need Doc Robbins to make that call. We'll want a closer look at it after he takes it out. With any luck, our victim's DNA will be in CODIS, and we'll find out who she is. From the distribution of this blood, it looks like she was standing when she was attacked, then she fell onto the bed. Careful there. Don't want to shake up all the evidence. Unless we shake out something we didn't know was there. Careful there. Don't want to shake up all the evidence. Unless we shake out something we didn't know was there. Careful there. Don't want to shake up all the evidence. Unless we shake out something we didn't know was there. Not specifically. Let's get back to it.
Whoa, okay. I don't know nothing about that. You understand? And I know it couldn't have been one of our maids, because I got to tell them when they can come in here. You know what I'm saying? So that's got to be, you know, the bad guy doing that. Oh, I can't think of anything else to tell you, man. It's just a messed up world we're living in, that's for sure.
The location icons represent the different places you can visit. As the case progresses, new locations will become available. Certain locations are always available, such as the lab, where you can analyze evidence, and Captain Brass's office, where you can acquire warrants.
I'll call Doc Robbins down in the morgue and have him send someone out for the body.
Hi, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. I'm Al Robbins. It's nice to meet you. No, in fact, the marriage was not consummated at all, consensually or otherwise. Well, at least not last night. Have you met Henry Andrews in Tox yet? Very nice fellow. You'll like him. Well, anyway, according to the Tox panel, your victim's blood alcohol level was .09. She was definitely inebriated. But even if she held her liquor well, I would imagine there had to be some kind of complication with the 1.9 milligrams per liter of benzoyl methylecgonine in her system. Still, that could be considered by some to be a fairly recreational level of cocaine ingestion. I'd say your victim's been dead about 8 to 9 hours, which I suppose would put the murder at around 3 in the morning. A broken heart. Seriously, I removed a shard of broken glass from what looks like it could be a heart-shaped plate or ashtray. It severed the victim's carotid artery, which led to her cause of death being technically exsanguination. But where's the poetry in that? The shard is right over... Oh, here you go. Yes, I have them right here for you. Well, I haven't completed my examination, so I might find out something else. Please feel free to poke around some more now, or you can come back anytime. Good catch. Your victim wore a removable partial denture. It's pretty nice bridge work, actually. But you ask me, this girl's too young to be losing her teeth. My experience tells me she's probably been the victim of domestic violence.
I see you two are making a great team already. Crime scene process that fast, huh?
Our new transfer here moves pretty quick. I just stand back and watch the magic happen.
Well, don't stand around too much. You still need to identify that Jane Doe before you can make much headway.
We're on it.
The lab is separated into two main areas, the data lab and the materials lab. The data lab can be used to search databases or analyze audio-video samples. The materials lab can be used to analyze physical objects and substances. Move the cursor over the door to the lab you wish to enter and select it. The database computer allows you to perform matches or searches through various databases. The newly added medical database allows you to find medical or dental records if you have a corresponding ID number. Now you must put a print in the right slot. You can either try to match it from another print in your evidence, or you can search APHIS to see if the print is on record. Now you must put a print in the right slot. You can either try to match it from another print in your evidence, or you can search APHIS to see if the print is on record. The audio analysis station can be used to process audio evidence. You can isolate distinct elements of a sample or match similar samples. Some audio samples have distinct parts within them that can be isolated. This might be a particular person's voice or a sound in the background. Each part of such an audio sample can be individually selected. To isolate a part, move the cursor over the waveform and select the part you wish to isolate. Once an individual part is selected, the play button on the right will let you listen to that part. If the part you have isolated is useful evidence in the case, simply listening to it will be enough to prove it.
Yeah, my name is Charles Steer, and I'm calling to report a murder. I'm the night manager at Aurelia's Fantasy Suites over on West Alexander Street. Please hurry.
Sir, is the victim a hotel guest?
I don't know exactly. She's in there in the Cupid Suite. Jeez, there's just a lot of blood. Look, I really need the cops to get here as soon as possible. I'll wait for them in the parking lot, okay? This is really freaking me out.
Sir, if you could please stay on the line with me a while. Sir, if you could please stay on the line with me a while.
I don't know exactly.
Something tells me the happy couple left a few more secrets hiding in their honeymoon suite.
The chemical analyzer is used to determine the exact composition of an unknown chemical substance. The chemical spectrum of the object is shown on the left, and the working spectrum is shown on the right. Your goal is to add the correct elements to the working spectrum so that it matches the actual spectrum on the left. The possible constituent elements are shown on the far right. Select an element to add or remove it from the working spectrum. Once the actual spectrum on the left matches the working spectrum on the right, select Match to identify the substance. The chemical analyzer is used to determine the exact composition of an unknown chemical substance. The chemical spectrum of the object is shown on the top, and the working spectrum is shown on the bottom. The possible constituent elements are shown on the far right. Select an element to add or remove it from the working spectrum. The working spectrum now contains the spectrographic analysis of the element you selected. Keep selecting and deselecting elements until all of the lines match those in the top spectrum. Once the actual spectrum on the top matches the working spectrum on the bottom, select Confirm Match to identify the substance.
Sodium bicarbonate, citrate, silicate, anionic and non-ionic surfactants. Fragrance. They equal your common, everyday carpet cleaner. Unfortunately, there's no way to determine when it was used, so it won't help us narrow down the timeline.
To match DNA, first select the Evidence button below the left slot. Then choose a collected DNA sample. Now you must put a sample in the right slot. You can either try to match it to another sample in your evidence, or you can search CODIS to see if the DNA is on record. A sample of DNA might or might not be identified when you find it. Identified samples are surrounded by a green border. Unidentified samples, on the other hand, are represented as a series of strands, each surrounded by brackets. To match an unidentified sample to an identified sample, drag a strand from the unidentified sample to the portion of the identified sample that matches it. If a strand doesn't fit anywhere in the identified sample, the two DNA samples being compared don't match.
Well, we do have someone else's blood at the scene. Problem is, it's just a couple of drops, which could easily have been left there by some previous guest.
Repeat this process for each of the strands. If you can find a spot for each one of the DNA strands in the unidentified sample, then select Confirm Match to determine the owner of the DNA. If not, try another sample. The comparison microscope can be used to see minute features of an object or to compare two objects in fine detail. Document analysis uses variable frequency light to examine the ink on documents. It causes different types of ink to fluoresce differently, exposing changes to documents. The microscope has two modes of operation. It can be used to look at a single object in great detail or to compare one object to another. To see the object clearly, select the appropriate level of magnification. You can scan around the object by moving your cursor near the edges of the display. You can scan around the object by selecting the appropriate movement icons on the display.
I can't see what we're looking for at this magnification. Let's try another setting. Nice work. Those ID markers are often better than driver's licenses. Now all we have to do is look it up in the medical database.
To analyze the document, select one of the 3 light frequency sliders and slowly drag it across different frequencies. The assembly table allows you to put together objects that have been disassembled or torn apart. First, select the object you wish to assemble. Then, select a piece of the object, and while keeping the button held down, drag the piece until it attaches to another piece. Continue this process until the object is fully assembled. Note that you may not yet have all the pieces you need to fully assemble the object.
We're going to want to match up all the pieces of glass we can find.